Hey, Danny.
Hey, what's up?
And this might be actually what happened. You're the only one that responds to their emails.
Wasn't into gaming because he was talking to girls. How'd you do the merge? How does that happen?
Who can make it go offline or who can take it from you?
Yeah.
If there's, the answer should be no one. And I was like, oh, this is fun. I changed my major.
You have a great head of hair, by the way. Like, I would assume you'd be bald.
Welcome to OFFSTAGE.
We play to continue the game.
That's a good question.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, what's up?
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
How's it going?
Great.
When's the last time you played Jenga? You play with the kids?
The kids are not quite there. Who knows what their age is? No, but some friends of ours have a bunch of games, and you played a couple of times recently.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think like I've played 36 of these, so I've gone slightly better than I was before. I've gone to the
I feel like,
game.
but it's a skill level cap. At a certain skill level, it's just like randomness on who's gonna.
For sure, you just got to take what the Jenga gives you. How's yeah? You just go out. We just go.
Well, when do you start out? Like, do you ask questions in relation to the numbers?
When you pick them, yeah, no,
Okay.
slightly.
And rules like, can I prod or once I touch it's
You
done?
can do whatever. Yeah, very open. Nice. Yeah, you got the. I always use that one at the end, and so it was the surprise one. I'm at a disadvantage here. Do you remember the first time you discovered the internet?
I got a book from a book fair, or maybe like a book order thing at school in second grade about the internet. And it was about the internet, but really it was about chat rooms.
Okay.
So I read this book, and I was like, okay, great. And now I chat on the internet. And, went from there. I probably had done things on the internet before second grade, but that was definitely like this moment of read a book, which is hilarious now. Like, how do you learn about the internet? You get a book. But that was second grade.
Nice. Were your like was your family also into tech, or is that different?
We had a computer,
Okay.
and my dad was like really proud of having a computer. That didn't mean we did anything other than like word processing.
Yeah.
And we had a printer that had the dots on the side,
Uh-huh.
and they were all connected. Are you familiar? You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Oh my god. Okay, so it's like a ream of paper,
Uh-huh.
and they're folded back and forth, and they're connected with perforation, so they're all connected. And then there's like these dots you can rip off on the side that I guess helped with the feeding. But the cool thing was you could print long things, so it would just make like banners.
Okay.
So
Do you remember your first banner? What did it look like?
the Hal-Bopp comet came. That'll date this. I don't remember when it was, but we were very excited about the comet, and we would take like a basketball and then put like flame behind it and make a comet, and like a baseball and put flame behind it and make a comet.
So these are long banners, like in A4 paper, or I guess not A4.
Yeah, but it's
paper.
connected.
Okay.
It, like perforated.
Oh wow. Okay.
Not perfect.
Would you be able to hang them? Just like
Yeah, you put them a long way on the wall, and get a nice. That's what we were doing at 97 or whatever.
Nice. Is there like in your childhood, is there foreshadowing to what you're doing now? Like, is there any distinct moments that just you look back, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I was always the one that could like fix things.
Uh-huh.
I was always the one that, if there was a problem, like get Danny. I remember my grandparents always quoted me. I think a similar era. I was probably like 7 or something, and it was always I would help them with their computer, and one time I just said, sometimes you just have to turn it off, and turn it back on.
Yeah.
And they quoted me on that forever.
It's ironic because crypto.
Yeah, I think my node went down the other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Reset. It works.
Yeah, why is that? You think it's just like, is there like a tech? There's probably a technical.
Just kind of get into weird states, right? Like
Yeah.
the memory compounded in this weird way, or it like wrote a variable in a weird buggy way, and like it was kind of fine, and then it just just gotta start fresh. Like when you boot something, it goes through the boot process, it sets up the memory all clear, everything's fresh.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So you were fixing things. Does that necessarily mean like tech related, or is that just everything? You just like fixing things? Yeah, I think. Like, was there something that you fixed early on that really got you into it fully?
No, I'm like not a I don't go deep. I go deep on some stuff. Like sure, went deep on the merge, went deep on Ethereum, but like I compared to even people that I work with, like I'm much better at like, oh, I can figure that out quick. Oh, I can make a good decision about that thing quick. And like that was always the case as a kid. And I get fascinated with things, but I kind of get dragged and I go wide.
Okay. Yeah. Was there like an aha moment or a spark or a mentor or something early on that made you follow a certain path?
My uncle certainly like set the stage. He always like just talked to me like I was a human being and not a kid. It was the first kind of relationship with an adult that way. And through that, like, I don't know, learn about the world and instilled like a lot of confidence and just like being able to do things. And like, I don't know, if you treat like an 8-year-old as a capable person, it turns out they are pretty capable.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a piece of the puzzle. But I mean, I don't know, in terms of like getting into, I was always kind of into computers because they're around, but I wasn't like a deep computer science expert or anything like that.
You study computer science or?
I did. I went to school and I was like, oh, I'll study mechanical engineering because like making stuff's cool. But I had to take a computer science class.
Yeah.
Sophomore year. I'm like, of college. And I never programmed before. And I was like, oh, this is fun. You make stuff. Engineering major. Okay. And so again, I'm not like one of those programs since the age of 6, kind of whatever. And like, that shows. Like, I'm not like a crazy programmer. I'm not a crazy mathematician. I'm not a crazy any of this. I just good at kind of like seeing the problems and stitching them together.
Yeah. What do you do after college? What was that journey?
So I'm from Louisiana.
Oh,
it's OFFSTAGE, but I'm from Louisiana.
Look it out.
And I moved back to Louisiana. I moved to New Orleans, and my goal was to not get a job.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you
like in a way in which like you just like refuse to work, or you just were like
no
trying to be an entrepreneur, or like
I mean I worked. I did freelance work, but I was like, I'm not getting like a job where I have hours and someone tells me what to do, right? And I ended up working with a bunch of small businesses in Louisiana, just like helping them think through how to solve problems like automation and that kind of stuff. It was quite fun. It's funny. I was talking about this the other day, but I got one client. I got them to pay me a decent amount of money per hour.
Yeah. What were you making?
And I probably too much for what I was doing. $85 an hour.
Oh shit.
I know. I think I like kind of hoodwinked them a little bit. But I ran the math and I was like, if I work 1 hour a day, I'm good.
$85.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was like 22, 23. Yeah. It was good.
What were you building for them?
That kind of went up in flames. It was some like duty-free company that was trying to make some like duty-free theme park, honestly, like on the border of Mexico. And like, I was programming apps for them. I don't know. And some of the more fun stuff was like literally like random small businesses that didn't realize automation existed, you know, and we're like manually doing reports. It's like, yo, bro, right? Like 30 lines of code and I never have to do that again.
Yeah. Do you get annoyed when people are inefficient? Like, is that like or like are underutilizing technology or certain things?
I'm not. Maybe so. I'm like thinking about my wife using her computer and like not knowing any hotkeys. It's like, you did that action like 1,000 times and you just press control, whatever. So maybe a little bit, but I'm not like an automation maxi. Like I don't optimize my life.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of pleasure out of it. I like to be very thoughtful, but I also like to kind of go with the flow.
So you did the websites. You were doing duty-free theme park in the border of Mexico. Just like, wow, there's so many questions there. It'll take a whole episode. What do you do after? Do you remain jobless? And like, what was that?
I mean, I think I might be cheating.
You're good.
Yeah, so I did that for years, and I had a lot of fun. I actually started a screen printing business in high school.
Oh,
It's
sick.
been going
Nice.
20 years.
Wait, it's still there?
Yeah.
What's
My
it
best
called?
friend,
Can we use it?
partner, runs it. Giraffic Prints. GIRAPHIC.
Oh, let's say nice. No, it's great. I did that too in college. We ran this thing called Ink Tank.
Yeah, cool. I mean, we have like a bunch of automated presses and we started doing it for our band. Anyway,
For a band.
that's how we started. We started doing all the shirts for our high school. And my buddy runs it. It's sick. So I was kind of like involved in that a little bit. I was kind of involved in some of the freelance stuff. And then in 2016, a friend of mine sent me a New York Times article for the DAO. Okay, the DAO had raised, I don't know, $120 million or something, largest crowdfunding in history. And I knew of Bitcoin. I'd transacted in Bitcoin. I had probably lost money on Bitcoin. But I hadn't really clicked.
Yeah.
And I read this and I dug into it and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. And then it was kind of all I could think about. And my first mainnet transaction, I remember sitting on the couch next to a friend and sending it. And I said, this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
And I funded the DAO. And it didn't end well. I was deeply skeptical of whether we could actually, as a software engineer, it's like, can't write code without bugs, like that you can never change. That's maybe a failed premise, but YOLO. And that was a crash course in, I don't know, blockchain. All of a sudden it went from like, oh, I understand this blockchain thing to like, wait, they're trying to fork it? What does that even mean? And it was a crash course of that. I was probably pro DAO fork. Just because I lost money and didn't actually understand what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
But just like got deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. And the first day of 2017, I said, this is all I can think about. I will get rid of all my clients and I'll give myself a year to figure out how to make this my work. And that's what I did. And on day one, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the New Orleans Ethereum meetup. It's like, that's obviously something I could just do. There is no New Orleans Ethereum meetup. So, okay, I have to make the New Orleans Ethereum meetup. And I like downloaded the white paper and printed it out and like read it, the yellow paper, and read it in the technical specification over and over again. And like made notes and was like, okay, I think I understand Ethereum now. And just like started contributing to open source repos and things during that time period. I actually learned about proof of stake. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I kept learning. It's like, maybe there's an opportunity here. Actually, okay, maybe this does make sense. Maybe I could like make a staking pool or something. So I kept like trying to learn about it. I heard Casper was coming at the time. That's what proof of stake was called. So I started reading the code. I was like, oh, they could do some more tests. I wrote some tests. In the end of 2017, the research team was like, hey, do you want a job? I said, okay.
Yeah. How do you find your community and your people? Like, so you're like, okay, this is cool. I fund the DAO, I lose my money. Most people there, first of all, would just be like, okay, fuck that. What kept you going there? I guess that's one. And then two, like, how'd you find your people? You just excited?
Yeah, I mean, I also like kind of believed in it. I'm a bit of a Luddite and like a bit concerned about the trajectory of certain components of technology, like such a massive centralization of like companies that is powered by surveillance capitalism. And like, you know, they're programming me to open my phone 10,000 times a day through like gambling research and other things. So I'm like, oh, this technology actually might be able to change the world. It might actually, it's not going to like stop the trajectory, but maybe we can alter the trajectory. So and it's like the most interesting problem. It's like tech and finance and mechanism design. Money. I mean, it's wild. But how did I find my people? I just started showing up to stuff on the internet. There was like a research call every week for proof of stake.
Yeah.
And they put the public Zoom link and I would just go and be like Vitalik and Vlad and like some wizard.
Yeah.
Craig narrated.
A wizard.
He was a wizard.
How'd you build up the confidence to get that? Because I feel like there's people in the Ethereum community now when it's like these are, major calls and things. I was like they're like everyone you have like really big names. Like okay, it's harder to reach them maybe at this point.
Yeah.
And they might be like, oh, I'm too shy to maybe talk.
Yeah.
Or I'm too shy to.
Well, and I didn't talk
Okay.
for a bit,
Okay.
but I would try to just make things better. Be like they're talking about some blog post they read that week and the relevance to the research or something, and I'd be like the quiet guy that just found the link and dropped it in the chat. So everyone had it. Oh, cool. And like some of my initial open source contributions, like I would just be reading docs and like fix typos and try to just make things better. And like all of a sudden you're making things better and you have a dialogue with, I don't know, a member from Guess. It's like you had to submit some PRs and then you show up to an event in person and they're like, oh, you're that guy? Oh, cool. Hey, what's up? And just, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had to walk through the doors in a long time.
Yeah.
But the doors were like comically wide open. And I imagined for like, at least Ethereum is much bigger and maybe there's different like sections of it. But many of those sections of it, I imagine doors are pretty wide open given like the nature of the work being in open. Is it you or me?
Yeah, it's me. So, what was it that a guy who wasn't into gaming because he was talking to girls, was in a band, started a screen printing business, funded a DAO hack. Not a DAO, and ended up joining this foundation by being helpful initially, end up essentially architecting and stewarding possibly one of the most insane engineering feats of all time. How did you do the merge? How does that happen?
So I show up. I'm on the research team.
Uh-huh.
I was mainly like working on tests and just trying to make things better. And then I don't know, 6 months in, I'm functionally running the team. Hudson, and this might be actually what happened, but Hudson Jameson at the time, we met, we became friends, and he's like, you're the only one that responds to their emails. Which was representative of like Vitalik's time and attention. Like, it's very valuable. He's focused on other stuff. Like, and I realized like, one, I was good at doing the work, but I could also do the things that other people weren't doing. Right? I could be like, what needs to happen to move this all forward? Because people's heads are in the clouds and they're working on incredibly complex and difficult stuff. And so my frame was just always like, what can I do? What can I do to make this a reality? And like, sometimes I was doing research, sometimes I was writing specifications, and that increasingly that became like communicating and coordinating across like a very complex project.
Yeah.
Just doing the things that need to get done.
What was it like being in that room? I guess like how did you manage the stress? Because that must have been, pretty stressful. You have a great head of hair, by the way. I would assume you'd be bald. Could the amount of stress that probably took.
What did I do? How did I manage it? I don't know. I mean, I have a really good work-life balance. I actually chose to work remote most of my adult life.
Yeah.
Because I like to be judged by my output, not by like how much I'm sitting at a computer or like whether I showed up to the office.
Well,
and so a lot like I prioritize my health and my family over everything.
Yep.
And actually in doing so, I do my work better.
You do it. Yeah.
And I also I identify, I'm pretty consumed by my work. Like I think about it a lot. But I also know that like for the type of work that I'm good at and the type of things that I do, like it doesn't mean sitting on my computer.
Yeah.
Like taking a walk is just as, if not more valuable for me to think through a problem than like me typing it out or something,
Yeah.
So I very free form in how I structure my life and my work in a way that usually helps me manage the stress. The technical problems are never the stressful problems. It's a complex, like, techno-political sphere. The people are the hard part.
Yeah. So you recently co-founded Etherealize, and that is a very different world from like EF research and like upgrades, right? Where did your interest for that come in? Beyond that, like how do you stay curious in this industry generally? And now you're spearheading, you're speaking to institutions. It's very different than the researchers you're emailing in the past. So how did that turn about? And I guess what keeps you excited about it? And why do you think that work is important?
Yeah. I mean, so I left. It was time to leave. It was time to get some air. I'd done the thing with the merge, and then spent another couple of years at the EF and loved the work, but at the same time, like felt like I needed to get space, see what was up. And I guess last year was a bit of a whirlwind. I got served by the SEC in April of 2024. That was day 2 of my 3-month sabbatical. So I spent all of my sabbatical dealing with that. And then the case was dropped. Then I went back to the EF, but I was like, nah.
You got served individually.
I think I was the highest person at the EF in the US.
Okay.
Or like most visible person in the EF.
Can you share more about that? I think it's something that like most people may not.
Yeah.
Because there's criticism that the EF has gotten of like moving slow and like all
my
that.
God.
But I think like you experienced it firsthand.
Yeah.
I would share more.
I mean, fortunately, the like looming specter of the SEC and like what you do to defend against them having a case against you is actually to be decentralized.
Yeah.
To actually not, gather control and to like let other people in the ecosystem lead. And that's what the EF did during that era. And they did a really fucking good job. And they didn't have a case against me. They didn't have a case against the EF, but they were trying to make crypto disappear. And yeah, it was their last ditch effort before the ETH ETFs were approved to try to build a case.
Yeah.
And they served me, handed me a stack of papers and scared the shit.
Where were you?
I was at my house. It was Easter Sunday. Like,
they knock on your house. And
my parents are there. A bunch of friends are there. We're literally setting the table. They knock on the door and hand me a stack of papers. It was like the most adrenaline I've ever felt. It was kind of it was terrifying. Yeah, it was terrifying. And like they're probably not coming after me. Then you learn like, okay, it's a civil organization, so the worst thing they can do is fine you and you can lose all your money, but you can't go to jail. Oh, but the DOJ might be lurking. You never know, and it's like, so it's kind of terrifying. And this is me like being like, okay, maybe you need some space from crypto or the EF, and then like that happens. Then it disappears because it was all politics, and they threw out the case because they were worried about losing the election because they were alienating special interest groups, aka tech. Then went back to the EF, then left. Then Trump launched a meme coin, and it's like literally like whiplash. With what reality do I live in? Then I consider going back to the EF. Then we close that door, and then really the first opportunity, the first thing period that like landed in front of me was I got intro to Vivek.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this like is actually during this window, we might be able to get Ethereum to be adopted.
Yeah.
It's like, this might really be the thing. And Vivek has a really complementary energy.
Yeah.
He has a complementary background. Vivek's from TradFi. And I was just said, okay, let's do it. Let's onboard the world.
Why should Ethereum be onboarded to why does the world need Ethereum?
Why does the world need Ethereum? Well, we need to onboard the world for Ethereum to succeed. I think Tomasz says we need to onboard the global economy. I think that's definitely a piece of the mission and how we should think about success. But I think we can just build fundamentally better systems and fundamentally better markets and fundamentally more efficient systems and markets. And I spend a lot of my time looking at like terribly inefficient, archaic, fragmented markets riddled with middlemen and risk and costs. And when I think about rewriting those markets from first principles on Ethereum, so much of the garbage just goes away. It's just a better environment. Like Vivek had the aha moment in like 2020, leaving Wall Street, learning about Ethereum, and he's like, "Oh, all capital markets should be upgraded with Ethereum."
Yep.
And he's right. He's right, and it's time. So
Why, Ethereum is heavily focused on decentralization, on credible neutrality, on some of these value properties where you might have competitive forces that may not be as much, right? And there's this criticism that like, oh, that's not important. Oh, like, you can forego decentralization for efficiency, so you can onboard more people today. It's faster, cheaper, whatever. Like, what's your rebuttal against that? Like, what is, in your case, the reason for this to remain as like trustware essentially?
Yeah. And I've been thinking about this a lot. And if you don't have I was talking about this on stage the other day. If you don't have decentralization, then the infrastructure has counterparty risk.
Mm-hmm.
Banks give a shit about, and financial institutions give a ton about counterparty risk. Who can screw them over? And Ethereum is the only answer in like the programmable blockchain space where the answer is no one. And that means a ton to banks and financial institutions. I think that's going to mean a ton to the real world and real use cases as we move past these banks and financial institutions. As when you're thinking about like putting your life savings in on chain in crypto, managing the deed to your house in crypto, who can make it go offline or who can take it from you? Yeah. If there's the answer should be no one. And Ethereum is the answer to that. So I think we have a little bit of work to do in terms of scale.
Yeah.
Although PeerDOS is launching, PeerDOS is going to set the stage for massive amounts of scale in the layer twos. We do have a lot of, I think, work to do in terms of like evolving such that these things are not just excellent decentralized protocols, but like excellent products, safe products, easy to use products. But as we make this transition, like Ethereum actually is, I think, the best answer to onboard the world. Ethereum actually is going to have enough scale.
What do you wish more people were aware of when it comes to? It doesn't even have to be a crypto thing. It doesn't even have to be a crypto thing. But what do you wish more people were aware of in the world today? Very open-ended question. I'm saying this because your move is next.
Yeah. I wish people were a little nicer to each other, and also realize that like this whole crazy thing of modern society. I don't know. Be careful. And treat it with care.
What do you mean by that?
It's complex, and it's been in like a moderately stable equilibrium. I think we can continue to improve it and should, but we shouldn't just throw it all away.
Early in the year when like the EF was about to undergo changes and you like were thrust into this limelight, right? Like spotlight. Probably shortly after the case and stuff that the you getting served, right?
So around that time? No, that was more in the April regime of 2024.
I see.
The conversation that I was engaged with Vitalik that leaked and became a bit of a mess was more like November to January of 2024 into 2025.
And it's like, I was seeing like a picture of you lifting this weight and like a bunch of people were just sharing it and it's like all over the timeline. Like, what was your reaction to that when you saw it? Like, not that picture, but just the full thing, right? Like, it was, I know this wave that came into your life.
Yeah. So I thought about leaving crypto forever. between the SEC and kind of the massive swing in the pendulum.
Yeah.
Then I realized there was potentially some good to be done, and maybe going back to the EF might be fun and very fulfilling and could be good work to do. And then, I don't know, I mean, simultaneously, when all that happened, like, it felt good by some standard because people believed in me. That feels good. But it also got quite nasty quite quick. I have a massive amount of respect for Aya. We're close friends, and we worked closely together for a long time. And like a lot of the decisions that she made, I helped make and support and execute. And so I'm, it's funny to be pitted against her in a public arena, foiled against her when like, I was excited about potential changes of the EF, but like, I'm not like deeply philosophically divergent from Aya and have massive respect for her. So it was kind of, I like to be kind.
Yeah.
And I like to treat people with respect, especially in public forums. And it didn't feel good to have like a close friend. I mean, she was very hurt, and it's absolutely not what I wanted. And honestly, that happening was probably the nail in the coffin for me not going back, which is like the opposite of what the mob intended. That's not a fair word to use. It's kind of the opposite of the intention. But yeah.
Is there like a moment in your childhood that feels like foreshadowing?
I just remember thinking in like 8th grade, I worked on this future cities project. Like me and 2 other people.
Yeah.
My English teacher, it was her thing. She like everyone in the class had to do it. Then she would pick one winner, and then she would work with the winners, and like they would go and like we went to state and then we went to nationals, like this future city. I haven't thought about this in a long time. So we made this big model, and like you plan a whole city, and you read a bunch of research and make up a future society. Maybe that was a bit of foreshadowing.
Nice.
I guess that's what we're doing, right? We're making up the future.
Essentially, I mean, I think you mentioned the modern world thing. It got me thinking of like something Vitalik said actually, like literally today, which was how crypto used to be moving and the world used to be still, but now the world is moving at a faster rate than even crypto is moving in many ways with AI.
Do you think that's AI, or is that AI and many other things?
I think it's the culmination of. I think it's a culmination of all those things. I'm getting close to your merge face. Because I haven't seen a single sweat drip down your head yet. Like, very impressive. I'm sweating walls right now. This is tough. Yeah. So essentially, like it almost feels like it's time for Ethereum to meet the world, because now all these things that the crypto people have been paranoid about and like talking about, are happening. Like privacy is being invaded pretty directly. Then all of these things are getting eroded, right?
Nothing.
Exactly. And it's just like, it feels like we have a good chance now to hopefully convert how people view what this is to actually become more of one of the last bastions of humanity serving technology. I'm curious if you resonate with that.
Sorry, I was very focused.
Yeah, no, but I'm not going to be able to pay attention because this is impossible. This is actually. I'm
an optimist in a sense. Okay. Actually, I was thinking about this the other day. I guess
this is what happens when you get like the merge architect to write free Jenga. Like you just get this unbreakable structure.
It's gonna break.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be because of me.
I used to have like unbridled optimism for the tech. I thought Ethereum is going to change the world. Decentralized technology is going to change the world. I'm a bit more in it's a tool. It's a very powerful tool. It will change the world. But like we also it depends on how it's wielded and it depends on the people. And so I guess that's why I'm optimistic about the things I'm working on. That's why I'm optimistic about, onboarding institutional capital into Ethereum and making these markets better and have better access and other things, because I'm doing it. And it's a really powerful tool to be able to leverage. But like, I don't have the unbridled optimism of like, if you just build a decentralized awesome tech, that like the world's just gonna be better.
Yeah, the build it and they'll come thesis is not like, I think it's, I would agree with you 100%, personally speaking. Thing is, the issue with like build it and they'll come, in my opinion, is the cost of capital is going to zero. Anyone can build anything. And I think explaining things, taste making, and deriving genuine human value from the things that are made, are the only way to actually have something that be adopted and be sustainable on the web. I don't know how to do this. This is so scary. You think I go and talk, or you think I go add a support lever?
I didn't even know you could do support levels.
No, you can do support levers at this junction. It's just so risky.
She's making up the rules.
Yeah, it's basic. Oh man. And oh wait, I just literally took this one out though. It's not someone at a rip. I'm like support lever. Shit. It's been a long day. Fuck. Okay. Well, I guess we just gotta go for it here. Essentially, I just fucked that up. All right. This might be the tallest one I've done so far. It's a joint effort. You said you started a screen printing business with your high school friend. What do your friends from your past think about crypto? Are they adopting it now more than ever, or like, are you guys in different lives? Are you guys still in touch?
I have like, I don't know, from the past, like 3 very good friends. They all are they're not crypto native.
Mm-hmm.
They're incredibly wise and have done interesting things in other domains, and are great sounding boards, and are always curious about what I'm up to.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they'd bet on crypto changing the world or doing big things, but they bet on me, and they believe in what I believe in. So I don't know. But I really like having, I'm not like I have a lot of balance in my life.
Yeah,
I don't only have
extra balance right
not
here.
surrounded entirely by crypto all the time. I like to be connected across all sorts of different things.
Awesome. So you have kids. Sorry, that's the docs. But
All good. They're great. Kids are
You're
in the world.
Let's say fast forward 20 years from now, the things that you believe in have worked out. How does that change the lives of your kids? And what happens if, like, how much of a motivator are your kids in wanting to build this world that you're building?
Yeah, I mean, take AI out of it, and like if we succeed, I think we have like a fairer, less top-down controlled, freer world, which is great. I will say, add AI, and I don't fucking know at all. I spent a lot of time, when you have a kid, they're about to go through the gauntlet. and they're gonna go through the gauntlet potentially with like the thing in their pocket being better at art than they'll ever be, maybe being better at math than they'll ever be, maybe better writer than they'll ever be. And it's like, what is it to grow up in that? And hopefully at least we have like a fair and open and free society, partially because we can architect good systems on top of crypto, or partially because we'll just like carry this thing forward. But yeah, AI is a complicating factor into the what is it to be human.
Gotta change a lot. You could try to support.
No,
man. You just gotta no support levers.
the support lever is that's a fool's errand because it's gonna misbalance this thing.
He's done it again. Oh my god. I mean, maybe I should.
I don't want to breathe on it.
I'm scared. None of them are loose, like at all. Has to be these days.
Sure. I mean, they can't be equal pressure on every block in this thing,
Right? I mean, no.
Lucky number 13.
Look at that. Now this is the real challenge. What's one value you'd never compromise on?
Honesty.
How's it been like to be speaking to an entirely different set of people now?
Really fun.
For your work.
Really fun.
And you feel like you had to adapt in different ways? Or
I don't
feel
know.
you're still yourself.
I kind of like talking to Danny.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I don't like playing Jenga with Danny.
I'm not really
not
much of a chameleon.
Yeah.
It's fun. I get to learn a ton. I get to leverage my expertise, but learn a ton. I get to explain things. I love explaining things. I teach a computer science class, a grad class at local university, and I love explaining things, and I get to do that to people running $80 billion funds.
Nice. It's kind of fun. What's your go-to explainer? Like right now, if you were to speak to a fund?
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a go-to. I'm very dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
I read the rooms and understand what their needs are, understand what they're curious about, and figure out the right entry points and metaphors. No. I'm not a big planner. Not a big.
You've just been planning your whole life for the moments that you're in, especially this moment of current. I don't know how you're gonna pull it off. This one's so stubborn. 15.
Easy.
Oh.
We'll find something.
4 might be it. What do you look up to outside of tech and crypto? Wow.
I'm not one to have heroes. I also don't follow anything. I don't watch. I barely follow the news. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV.
Well, how do you spend your time?
I hang out with my family. I work out and play outside. I play the piano, and I do my work.
Where are we going here? Insist on. Shit.
I have a good question for you. So
Oh shit. Oh, Liam.
I don't know.
I kind of wish we would say that. That was very strategic. Say it right at the end. Now I'm nervous. I feel like it has to be 15. I don't know why.
That thing is stuck.
It's so stuck, right?
I think it's 20. I think it's 20.
Where's 20 at? Oh, here.
No.
I mean, you had to really push.
I had to
right? Yeah.
I had to get some.
Is it 39?
No, it can't be 39. Like that you can't. Yep. That's against the physics of Jenga.
True, that won't work with it. Oh
no.
It's more. Okay, but the thing is, like, I might come around.
You do what you have to do.
You know what? It came this direction. I'm just gonna keep going. This is crazy.
What, are you gonna catch it?
Yeah, wow, it looks really cool from here, actually. It's like, look at art. Can I take a picture of this before it falls?
Sure.
All right, ready? There. Oh, I should not have done that.
Yeah,
I think I changed the physics a bit.
Agent of Chaos. Come on.
I'm getting up for the scene. Why am I shaking so much? The house down this side. Might be 20.
Yeah, I was thinking it might be 20.
Oh, it might be 20. No. I feel like the next time I need to get a camera that's like down here.
Yeah.
You really see it? Nah, it is 20. So wait, is this even in frame anymore? I feel like it's probably gone. It's still in frame. Oh man. Okay. The sim is sway right now. It's crazy work. I mean, there's no way that one. Is it 11? It's 11. Wow. I did 11. Thank you. Thanks for the assist. This is the EF Etherealize cowork collaboration right here. Look at that. Oh, this is our work right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feels like a joint project.
So now I'm just like, how long can it go?
Yeah. I want to solve it. I want it to be.
Yeah,
I want there to be no possible move.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch the drift of it, but like, yeah,
Honestly, it looks insane. I'm gonna get another. We gotta get another picture of this.
don't bump that table.
Yeah, can you imagine? After all this. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, this is definitely the highest I've ever seen it.
This, I think it's cash. As they say about the mate, it's lavado. It's washed. It's washed.
Oh man. I'm just impressed we got to this far once. We can still asking a question. Oh no.
No, you did it. You got 15.
Dude, there's no way. Wow. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
I love that we're on the same team now.
We're definitely on the same team. Maybe push more from this.
There.
Oh. I just add weight at the bottom because it tastes.
It's a little jump.
We're getting. There's 100% uptime right here.
Now that you've said you could beat Jenga, and he just like, I'm like, maybe we can do it.
I think there's only one move left. It's 21.
Yeah.
That was like the most intense moment of my year. I think 21's literally the only one that could theoretically be moved.
Yeah. Yep. I thought there's absolutely nothing to do with it. It's like it's like
Yeah, there's too much weight on it.
it's fully in place.
Yeah. Oh. So.
Daddy.
Oh,
That was definitely the most intense. That was a great moment in my career, for sure. That was great.
Wow. I hear my question.
Yeah.
Why'd you leave optimism?
Oh. All right. I gotta look at the camera. I was with Optimus for like 3 years. It made me so my whole origin story in crypto is I was forced into it because I'm from Nepal, but I went to Costa Rica for high school. So and money, there's capital controls, which like money transfer issues. Then in 2017, I found Bitrex and I was like, okay, like let's see how trading works. Bought a bunch of ETH, lost it all by buying the top of Tron. Was like, I'm not a trader. Never mind, it's this whole trading thing. And then I did like behavioral economics in school. And I don't know why I'm citing my entire life story, but
It's relevant.
from there I got into this idea that like if you can program, like if you program society, you have program incentives. Money is the biggest incentives. If you can program money, you can actually like do very interesting things. That took me down the Ethereum rabbit hole. Joined Coinbase as a product manager after college. Was doing like international homepages and stuff, and I left like 8-9 months in. So I wanted to go deeper into crypto. And this is like, I was foolish as a kid. I literally thought I could just get a job. Literally, I could not. And, because I had no experience, literally. And Optimism took a chance on me and like literally gave me a platform to basically be this like energetic kid in Optimism who was able to talk to everyone and tell them what an L2 was and just had to learn what an L2 was in the process and just be there. So I'll always be grateful for it. I think the reason why I left was I felt like I did everything I could have done there. And I think what I wanted to do now was like the EF is very unique in that it's done a lot. It's got a lot of flack for it, but it's done a lot to protect its neutrality, to protect its values. And so I still feel to this day as someone who's like trying to mature in this ecosystem and understand more and like move with the times of where this thing is going to go, because it's going to outlast anything that I list today. It's like bigger than all of it. The EF is a great place to be. I've already found this, like when I go and speak to somebody, they don't think I want anything from them. The EF's not a startup, right?
Yeah.
And I just think that was mainly it. I mean, also there were just people that I wanted to get closer to. I wanted to dive a bit more into like the research side of things, but not like protocol research, mainly on app level research. I think being at a layer 2 and doing that, it's slightly different, like as an energy wise. But yeah, this very neutral answer. I think the decision was very personal, in that I needed a new challenge as well. So
What were you gonna ask me?
I was going to ask you, how do we make sure that Ethereum does not lose? Like, what's the most controversial take that you have to secure Ethereum's future?
I don't know if this is controversial, but like $120 trillion of the world's investable capital is held by institutions. We're gonna have to figure out how to get that on Ethereum if we're gonna change the world. Otherwise, we're not playing the game. And like to play that game, I mean, I've been working on decentralized systems for a decade. It's very strange. And it's like, and I asked myself, someone asked me to speak about institutional DeFi. And I was like, I don't know if what I'm working on is DeFi. I'm working on like re-architecting capital markets on top of Ethereum in ways that make them better. Maybe it reduces the middleman. Maybe it makes it more efficient. Maybe it makes it so there's better products. But like, and so I guess on the spectrum, I'm moving towards DeFi, but I don't know if that's actually what I'm doing. And like, I think that's okay. I think we can make the world better with Ethereum without being purists.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we need to make sure that Ethereum remains Ethereum.
Yeah. I think we have to strengthen the core so that edges can experiment as well. Like I think like being too rigid in it we need to meet people where they're at. And this is not an Ethereum special case. This is for any technology whatsoever. Like I think we can learn a lot from like early internet. So I was reading on the TCP/IP wars and all of that, and I'm like, wait a minute, this stuff sounds like Ethernet, internet. I'm like, this is kind of similar because, as you said, like the one constant is human behavior. Like that's it. Like at the end of after you forego every single technical challenge and stuff, like the one ultimate challenge will always be just coordinating humans. Cool, Danny, this is an honor, man.
Oh,
I honestly think we broke our Jenga record there. That was great. Wow.
Yeah, that was
Not
good.
that.
That was good. We both won.
Yeah, we did.
We both lost.
Yeah. Thanks for making it out.